All right, welcome back. We're still discussing the issues surrounding election funding and money politics. Tope Fasua, a political economist and a presidential aspirant. Candidate. Presidential candidate. He's still in the studio with us. On Sunday, the INEC officially opened up campaigns, and for presidential candidates, there has been a peg of 1 billion naira as the maximum election expenses. Governorship candidate 200 million naira, Senate 40, House of Representatives 20. Tope?
Well, you know what? You know the problem we have with our laws is usually that our laws don't take consideration of economics sometimes. And I think that's why you can see, like the present administration, there's no economist in the entire cabinet, you know. So I tell my fellow economists that we need to get involved quicker.
Even though they will not agree
because
with what you have just said.
Well, there are no economists there. There's none. There's nobody that studied economics.
It's arguable.
But we've got loads of them with the law degrees, you know. So a lot of lawyers. And, you know, lawyers have a very close affinity with politics, you know. So you can see a lawyer is the one running our economic planning ministry, for example. And what I'm saying is that the law usually does not take into consideration the concept of inflation, for example. That, for example, 1 billion naira, when it was written, what's the value today? So you go back to that law. If it was, I can't remember, it's 1999 law, but as amended, you know. So from the point of amendment up to date, that 1 billion naira is probably maybe about 500 million left. Now, two things. Number one is that 1 billion is not a small amount of money to get. Anybody that has 1 billion today, if you really interrogate them, most of them have got the money illegally in this country. Only a few people have that acumen to have 1 billion naira cash money. Enough money to spend on a campaign, you know. Even if you have to raise the money from people, you still have to find out how did they make the money. However, if that money was spent legally on the things that drive a campaign in terms of, let's say, media, then that's great. But that 1 billion naira now, if we peg it at 1 billion naira, 800 million will be spent giving people, like I said, stakeholders, godfathers, and so on. Only 200 million will make it into real stuff, you know, engaging creative people, going to the media, you know, doing a couple of, adverts. Yeah, and so
print,
so that's the problem. So one of the things we need to do is to find a way by which more of that money will be spent on legitimate issues that can actually drive a campaign beyond INEC. INEC is the one in charge of all of that. However, the point is also that most people spend a lot more than that now, as I'm talking to you. You know, and what it means is that anybody that spends more than 1 billion naira for presidency and becomes the president is sitting on that seat illegally, according to the law. It's just that, you know, there's a way, in fact, that has been done before. Again, we have seen that most people who go for positions in this country, even at that level, never publish their accounts. And you need to publish your account and file your returns and say, this is how much we got, this is how we spent it, this is what is left. Even if you are owing, this is what I'm owing. And however, the involvement of some of us, you're going to see some of those things coming up. You're going to see transparency. The reason I tell people that the involvement of a lot of us this time around, we're kind of like the John the Baptist. We are here to blast that space open, to demystify politics in Nigeria, especially by saying that even that presidency, we can do it. People will say, oh, it was actually never, never heard of.
Let's quickly bring in our viewers through our social media comments. Ogbeni Caesar Omogbolanho said, Dr. Fasua has been assertive. The truth is that we can run an endemic system. We need to change the narrative starting from our individual homes. The role begins from our various ends. Let everyone do their part, and then we can hold the government accountable. Kenneth Onorua on Twitter as well said, Nigeria is going nowhere with the current trend of money politics and commercialization of the process. That is one major reason the current political system cannot produce a genuine leader, and Nigeria is in a deep problem. Also, Obiageri is also stating that, for me, I think if they give me money, with the level of poverty in the country, if they give me money, I will accept and vote for the person. The poverty is too much.
Let me tell Obiageli
something. I want you to react to this. Money politics and increased poverty rate in Nigeria.
No, let me tell Obiageli something. You know, when I go and speak with the grassroots people these days, I tell them one thing. It's normal. People have said, it's your money, take it. So I believe so. It's your money, take it. But pray over that money. Pray over that money, because if it's Christian prayer, if it's Muslim, whatever prayer, bless that money before you spend. Because it's seeming to me, I was speaking with a lot of people the other day, and we were very poor people. I could see the way they were emaciated, right? We have a problem with nutrition in this country. They brought their children were emaciated as well. And I told them something. I said, you know what, the way it is, if I have money, I will give you guys. But 4 years ago, you collected this money. This year, you're going to collect. 4 years hence, you want to collect that money. Are you sure that money has not gone through some funny thing before it comes to you? So this is Nollywood that I'm telling you now. But it's what our people believe in. Seriously. One guy didn't want to pay the toll fee in Lekki the other time. All he did was he brought the kind of horn like that, and he wrapped it with one white cloth and stuff like that, poured red ink on it. And when he got there, he just said, look to you, the woman will take the money. The woman will take the money. That was the first time I saw anybody let go in Lekki toll gate for free. So people have to be careful what money they take. Obiageli collect the money, pray over that money, but note that it seems like the monies that our people have been collecting have been cursed over time, and this is why we're where we are.
Nollywood, like you said.
Well, Nollywood is reality sometimes.
Okay. Tope Fasua, from what you've said in terms of the maximum electoral expenses, you're calling for a review, or would you call? Is it a review, or say proper monitoring of these funds, irrespective of how much it is?
Both of it, because a review may be a downward review, may be an upward review. Let's go back to when that law was last amended. Let's think about how many places the presidential aspirant has to get to. All right, 37 states.
Let's look at some of the things that the presidential aspirants will need to spend money on.
You need to spend a lot on logistics, moving around.
Fuel.
All right, of course, fueling and all of that, you need to spend a lot on advertisement.
Yes.
You need to spend a lot on creatives. You have to have a team. You have to, of course, advertisements, whether outdoor adverts, on TV, on social media. You have to feed them. It's tremendous amount of money. You need to have a staff, and you need to pay this staff. So. And by the time you do all of that, you'll be set back a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. So we're looking at two things. So first of all, the monitoring of who is spending what. What you will not be able to budget for is this Godfather money that we're talking about. That man is there, go and give me 50 million. That one doesn't have account. It doesn't have receipts. But if you came to AIT and paid for money for coverage, of one event or the other, even though there's this law again that says that there's some aspect that you guys in AIT and other stations need to give us for free, or give us a certain level playing field, but when you want to, let's say you have a live program, you want AIT to come, that one, by the time you pay them, it has some sort of record, some sort of receipt. Exactly. So we need to review it. Chances are that by now, I would wager that we need to increase, especially for the presidency and for the state.
So how much?
Another problem they have, another problem that law has is, if one state is only one state out of 36 states, all right, and you're saying the state governor can spend 200 million. Why are you not multiplying that 200 million by 36? All right, in order to get what the president is. So there's that arbitrariness about that. I may not be able to tell you how much it'll be, but I think INEC should go through all of that and let's get a better law.
So round up.
We are getting to the end of the show. Now, road towards achieving economic prosperity in pre-election year. What should be done? We've seen. We can't deny the fact that money politics is there. It will also play out.
Yes.
But achieving economic prosperity in pre-election.
You can see. I personally, I'm not only doing politics now. I've become an activist. Twice I've been on the streets, demonstrating about this budget issue that I mentioned to you and saying that, look, there's a reason why we're not getting the revenue we should be getting in this country. There's a big issue going on now. The Minister of Budget is saying that, the budget DG is saying that we have a revenue problem. No, we have a revenue problem. We also have an expenditure problem. We also have a debt problem. We also have a human problem. Nigeria is now due for a total, review. A total review of the entire shebang in terms of, we need to now have and that's the reason, that's where we come in. Because we need new people who can consider the Nigerian problem with a fresh set of eyes. A lot of people who are gunning for the position have been too close to the problem. If you say you've been a vice president before in the past, you were part of the problem. If you've been a minister before, you were part of the problem. And so what we need now is totally thinking. We're not calling names here. But we need a totally new thinking. It's as if we should go and import the people that will sort the economy out and tell us that, listen, guys, you are not doing
the people. At the end of the day, it is the voters that will decide who they will vote for. So the
You know,
advice
but
is
mind you, you're not considering the fact that elections can be rigged as well.
well, that's another.
Well, that should be left for the,
so
for the
we should
political
be thinking,
decks.
we should be thinking of taking 50 million people out of poverty in the next
exactly.
4 years. We should be thinking of this economy growing at 15 to 20%. All right, because the growth is what we should target, and that growth must percolate to the most vulnerable people in this country. They're the ones we should take care of.
Yeah,